It was named by Her Majesty, so it's not a traditional Spanish two-step. For those of you that are familiar with two-steps, again, in the interest of marital harmony, the title stuck.
You're a guitar player, aren't you?
A little bit.
It's kind of interesting watching the two of you, because you're looking at what my left hand, or what my right hand is doing. You're watching what my left hand is doing. And you guys gotta get together at the end, because it's a combination of the both of them that makes it work.
I'm very into alternates. I'm actually watching you fumble.
There we go. We tune because we care. And because listening to me tune is not as annoying as listening to me play out of tune.
Hey.
I usually put that one much later in the set because it wrecks my nail polish. I truly am wearing nail polish. My mother was absolutely aghast the first time she saw me with nail polish on. I'd just come from a gig, or was on my way to one, I forget which. But I wear it all the time anyway because there's so many opportunities to break my nails, and it just strengthens. It's just an acrylic gel. It's a Sally Hansen product if you guitar nerds want to know what it is. Sally Hansen Triple Strong. It just protects my fingernails from breaking.
It's better than hard as nails?
Pardon me?
It's better than hard as nails?
It's a similar kind of thing, but I find it works better, yeah. It depends on your fingernails. Julia doesn't, she has very soft nails, and she prefers hard as nails. She can't wear this. Her fingers break even with this on. So, it's what you get used to, I guess, and what your body physiology, I mean, it's all keratin.
Do you ever use the finger picks? Oh,
Pardon
sorry.
me?
Yeah, the finger picks, the like ones that you put on the
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
When I'm playing my 12 string, I use a thumb pick,
Uh,
just because it's harder to get both strings with just the thumb. But I don't need to with these.
Yeah.
The only time I use a finger pick, we were talking about this in the guitar workshop this afternoon. Every once in a while, despite the ministrations of Sally Hansen, I will break a nail. And there's a style of pick called Alaska, like the state. And they're finger picks. They're not the standard style that wrap on the pad side of your finger. If you're not interested in this, just chat amongst yourselves. I'll get back to the music real quick. The ones that fit over your finger this way and fit on your pad, I used to play with those, and then I got used to not playing with them, so I don't like them anymore. It's a matter of personal preference. So the Alaska picks, the nice thing about them is that they're slotted on this side. They mimic your nail, kind of, sort of, and with the slots, they fit under your fingernail. So as long as you don't break it completely off, I can play with an Alaska pick because it's close to having a real nail. So these are real, they're not false fingernails. They're my actual keratin with as I say, with Sally Hansen help.
When you first started playing, did you play with just your fingertips, or did you have nails?
When I first started playing, I picked up a guitar back when dinosaurs were the dominant life form. And I started playing with a flat pick, just learning chords and strumming, and wanted to be a rock and roller, and watched Pete Townsend and John Lennon and all of the rock and rollers from the 60s. And then the music gods intervened, and I spent one summer, a long summer vacation between school years, hanging out with a friend of mine who was about 4 years ahead of me on guitar playing ability, and he was a fingerstyle player. So we just hung out for the entire summer playing guitars because we couldn't get dates. And because he was a fingerstyle player and I wasn't very far along, I learned a lot of, well, not a lot of what I do, but I learned a lot from watching him, basically mimicking what he was doing until I got good enough that I could put my own stamp on it. So I've been playing fingerstyle probably from about a year and a half in, when I got rid of the flat pick and started playing fingerstyle because of hanging out with Duncan all summer long. And I can't play with the flat pick now. I throw them on the floor. I just lose my grip and they end up on the floor. So these work. So I do one more song, then we can take a break and have coffee and refill and replenish, and then I'll come back and do all the good stuff. I put the good stuff in the second set so you don't go home in the intermission. So before I was a touring musician, I was a computer geek and spent a lot of time traveling around the world to exotic places like Västerås in Sweden. I never worked for IBM, so I never got to go to Armonk. Thank God. That I never worked for IBM. I mean, Armonk is, I'm sure, a lovely place. So I would jet to exotic places, as I say, like Westeros for 4 days. It's not a ton of fun. Imagine flying into LaGuardia or Kennedy, wherever, driving to Kingston, working in a factory in Kingston for 4 days, seeing the inside of the factory, the restaurant, and the hotel room, and then jumping back in your rental car, driving back to LaGuardia, and then going somewhere else equally exotic. It wears thin, traveling on business. It's not the same as being on vacation. So this is a faintly autobiographical song. The names have changed to protect the guilty. About getting jaded in the corporate world. It's called Chasing the Sirens, and the sirens are the figures from Greek mythology who try to lure unwary sailors onto the rocks and crash their boats. You wake up to the sounds intruding through the hotel room door. Another 5:30 alarm call, another taxi, another plane. If it's Tuesday, this is Montreal. Tomorrow night, you will be in Rome. An endless trail of meetings becoming ever more mundane. Building castles in the air, grabbing a brass ring, chasing rainbows and forging illusions. You started out so eagerly, in those days you were driven to succeed. Going home or going out, the golden chalice was your chosen aim. Working like a galley slave, never finding time to let go. You can't remember when it changed, when you started to lose the flame. Building castles in the air, grabbing the brass ring, chasing rainbows and forging illusions. The meeting room is tense, players angle for position in the game. Cups of coffee stand untouched, all the faces carry insincere smiles. Listen half anesthetised to words exploding like a wave on rocks. But you no longer hear the sirens, no longer feel the passion or the thrills. Days drag by like empty silhouettes, each one like the one before. Every time you try to change direction, someone drags you back into the drill. So tear the walls around you down, raise your voice above the wind, and never sigh what might have been, but only ever ask what will. There are no castles in the air, the ring has turned to dust. No pot of gold, only illusions. take what, 10, 15 minutes, Greg?
Can't you do it?
Fill your coffee up, come and chat. I see